Welcome to the PHNX Tailgate. Man, it's been a while.
It
Feels like it's been like 2 weeks. But we're live. We're here. We're live in studio. Emma, run that shit.
Saul Bookman, Marcos Deniza Padre, Southbound Community College Cougar, and best of all, a Wildcat from the University of Arizona.
Johnny Venerable, Maricopa, Arizona. We have a Denny's and an IHOP.
Bo Brock, the Harvard of Maricopa County, Scottsdale Community College, Fighting Artichoke.
Shane Diefenbach, North Scottsdale Circus School of Arizona. Honk, honk.
Oh, if you're listening to us or watching us, either way is cool with us. We are brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. This is Shane. This is Johnny. They probably look a little different than in that video. I'm Saul. Our guy Bo is at the stadium right now as the Cardinals prepare to take on the New England Patriots. Those dirty Belichickers are in town. Hopefully you're not stuck in traffic because, I mean, I'm not going to say F the West Side, but I mean,
F them.
That traffic sucks. Let's be real about that. So you might as well just listen to us until you get to the stadium and park in that $40 parking. Guys, I'm not going to say it's a big game. But let's just say,
I'm not going to say it's important.
Let's just say, for shits and giggles, that the Cardinals have a 1% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They can't lose for the rest of the season.
They cannot. And all these games are winnable on the surface. They play the Broncos next week. Good chance when they play the Niners at the end of the year. They're sitting players, that being San Francisco. They play Atlanta. Tampa, they play on Christmas Day. That team looks like ass right now. But the problem is the Cardinals have also been asked this year. And that's the problem when we try to do this and we try to contextualize it, gentlemen, is every week we're like, well, these are winnable games for the Cardinals. And then until you realize that the Cardinals themselves are not very good. So it's like, well, I want them to do well. We think they have good players. And then every week they pee the bed. They pee the bed against the Chargers at home a couple weeks ago. They've won one game at home in the last calendar year. Kliff Kingsbury, I did my research, gentlemen, company man here. 2-6 at home in the month of December. 5-8 in his career as the Arizona Cardinal head coach in the month of December. It's funny. Shane and I, PHNX Bets Daily Podcast, if you watch it, thank you, argued earlier today because we're going to get into our picks later. But Belichick versus Kingsbury. I know it's Mac Jones versus K1, but the coaching matchup is so severely in favor of New England. I don't care if Matt Patricia is on that staff. I want them to do well. No one's rooting for losses here. But just from a 5,000-foot view, it's not set up great right now.
Yeah, I'm just surprised we didn't go with the biggest news of the decade with Johnny's haircut to start the show. I mean, he looks fantastic.
I
appreciate that. I have a barber in Maricopa that I can trust, that you guys should be able to trust now because I don't have to leave town. I got somebody on the ground in Maricopa.
On the ground,
because I can't trust a lot. I can't trust the takeout from there. I can't trust the local auto body
You don't
shops.
live in Afghanistan. Jesus.
You were the one who tagged me in something on Twitter the other day, and somebody says, why the fuck would you live in Maricopa? And then Saul tags me with just the crying emoji, and I'm like, he's not wrong. Listen, man. I got to deal with that. Now I got to deal with this team, this 4-8 team.
It's a tough life.
The Cardinals are the Maricopa of the NFC West right
now. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's been a while, my guy.
It's good to see you.
He's funny, isn't he?
He's fucking funny as shit. So, listen, the Cardinals have their hands full with the Patriots because you just know that the Patriots, they've always got something up their sleeve. Obviously, Belichick is one of the greatest coaches of all time. I actually heard something today, and I kind of wanted to get you guys' 2 cents on this. I think Tim Ring, who I'm a big fan of, he's a good guy. It feels like he's been filling in for every single possible radio host / TV host in the whole valley for the last month and a half because I feel like everybody's been getting sick. He said Belichick is probably is the best coach on the best dynasty of all time. Maybe the only other one debatable in his estimation was the Vince Lombardi Packers. To which I was like, wait, what? I don't totally agree because I feel like there's been other dynasties that you could somewhat compare to the Patriots. Like the Bill Walsh 49ers.
I just think that the continued dominance, like year in, year out, it was never you could count them out. And it's also the recency thing. It feels like a little bit.
But my thing was, do you think the Vince Lombardi Packers were on the same level as what the Patriots have done over the last 2 decades?
Yeah, exactly. No. I agree with that. Yes. I don't think it's close. I mean,
I don't think it's so.
It's been ridiculous.
He has 8 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I think they should rename the Lombardi Trophy after Bill Belichick when he retires. He's a better coach than Lombardi. It's not recency bias. Now I think they've had things go their way. They had the most dedicated all-time greatest player at his position in Tom Brady, and you have seen how Bill has struggled.
Yeah.
Since Tom has left. Tom goes on to win a Super Bowl with Bruce Arians, pour one out, but they also benefited the ineptitude of the AFC East. Right, wasn't a ringing division. It's better now, and he's getting exposed. Poor guy can't beat Josh Allen to save his life. I keep losing money every time they play. But I agree. And I think this feels like a good time for the Patriots to kind of bow out gracefully if they don't make the playoffs this year. Like, unless Bill wants to keep coaching, but I don't know. It feels like he should take a minute, take a year or two off, and then come back, coach a different team.
Like the Cardinals?
Listen. We're going to have plenty of time to talk about that, should that happen. But there are plenty of coaches at the top.
Do you think he retires after this year? Do you think there's a possibility?
No, I don't. I mean, there's always a possibility he's really old, but like, what else is he going to do? He doesn't have any kids. A lot of people, or he has a kid, he's on his staff, but that's it. Like, he doesn't have a life outside of football. So I don't know what else he would do.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically, we've seen the story before, right? Coach gets old, and then he retires, and then within like the first 6 months of their retirement, they die.
Oh,
Jesus. That took a hard turn.
I thought you were going to say like the Bruce Arians thing where he retires, then he misses football so
Belichick,
much.
I feel like Belichick is way older than Bruce Arians. Like,
I would rather have Bruce Arians right now as a coach than Bill Belichick, though, in the landscape of...
Brother, no.
Yes,
shut the
where
fuck.
the landscape of the NFL is.
No.
What does Belichick do well right now? They don't draft and develop well. Yeah, their defense is fine. He's got Matt Patricia running his offense.
They don't develop well?
They don't draft well. They develop the hell out of players.
Matthew Judon came from like, what, a Division III school? And he's like one of the best linebackers in football?
To be fair, he was solid on the Ravens. But after that, I mean, he turned him into what he is now, leading the league in sacks.
I think all the Patriots do is talent development.
Especially on defense, especially with their corners.
They get more from less than any other coach.
When's the last time he's developed an elite skilled player? Zero. He's a great coach. He's an all-time. I just say he was the greatest coach of all time. I wouldn't want him now.
How are you the greatest coach of all time and can't develop talent?
Well, they can't do it anymore. I think he's about done. Time to take him out to pasture. Coaching career's about done.
You might be done on this show. I don't know.
No, and I'm gonna make an argument here in the fourth segment about how he's gonna whip Kliff Kingsbury on national television. So that should tell you kind of where I'm headed. But
okay, all right. Hot takes out of the way.
Okay,
we're gonna do something kind of cool for you guys because we have the Underdog Fantasy app, and that's the greatest app of all time.
Yes.
We're gonna do an actual live draft right now for you guys. If you've never dabbled in the Underdog Fantasy app, whip out your phones. Follow along. We're going to draft tonight's games. Basically just us three. It's going to be fucking lit. So here we go. Shane has sent the invite. Have you sent the invite?
Yeah, I'm going to send it right now.
Where do I go, Shane?
I'll send it to you over text. It's this easy. Even Johnny can do it.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, it's daily fantasy and it's just on this game. So let me get this going.
Yeah. So as Shane gets that going, again, just a reminder, the Underdog Fantasy app is phenomenal. You should definitely take advantage because if you do, all you have to do, and as I pull this up, let me figure this out real quick. All right, this is so fucking fantastic for audio
It's
listeners.
easy to get started. Go to underdogfantasy.com or download the app and sign up with the promo code PHNX, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to 100 smackaroos.
There you go. I have 236 bones in my.
How have I never called them bones?
Yeah,
here's how great Underdog Fantasy is. Literally before the show, this was unprompted. Saul opens up his Underdog Fantasy account, has $200+ in it. Did not know that money was there.
I had no idea. I won 36 off of these chumps, and then they've never invited me back, so I haven't had
collect the interest.
I must have. So Shane has just invited us to a fantasy league draft.
That easy. You just send it to them. They join, and then the draft gets started in about a minute. It's daily. You can do it just for the game tonight. You can do it for the weekend slate. You can even do season-long entries, best ball and such.
Did you join?
With your friends, with random people. But it's just that easy.
I got the first pick in this draft.
And everything's a flex. So quarterbacks are flexes. So there's gonna be a person without a quarterback.
Yeah, it's going to be you, Shane, because you have the third pick.
I'm going to take Kyler Murray.
Oh, that's all.
Wait, how do you do this?
The draft starts in 40 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have 40 seconds.
Why would I take Ramondre Stevenson over Mac Jones? Or would I do that? Is that smart?
I mean, it's all
it's whatever. So the projections right now, Kyler Murray's projected the most points with 19, then Ramondre with 18.6, Mac Jones with 15.
While we're here waiting, we'll answer some questions in the chat. I appreciate all the questions that we've gotten so far as we moved. Sean Marks with the super chat. Just to set expectations correctly, I will be killing it on the cornhole boards at the PHNX Tea Party. If you don't know, now you know. We'll get to that at the end of the show, but we got a phenomenal golf event coming your way here in about a month. A month from tomorrow, it is going to be killer. Speaking of killer, I'm going to murder these two in fantasy. I'm taking Kyler Murray right off the bat. Draft it, done in my book. I got Kyler Murray. Let's go, guys.
Cardinals are ass against the run. That means I'm taking Ramondre Stevenson with my first overall pick.
Give me Mac Jones and give me DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I'm going to take
it up. Oh, no, actually, it's your turn, Johnny.
Listen.
Johnny's going to go with his favorite player, Devontae Parker.
Should I double up on running backs or should I go with the sweetheart Hollywood Brown as I'm rocking the Hollywood Hills tee atop Camelback t-shirt, PHNX merchandise locker?
Is that what you took?
Yep. Yeah.
You sure did, you dirty dog.
Dirty dog.
I'm going to go ahead and go with James Conner because why not? If I need a running back. And I'm going to take Hunter Henry.
Took him from Johnny.
Oh, God. Now I got to go to my guy, Devontae Parker. He's terrible.
He can't separate. Well, you know what I'm going to do? This is going to be a snooze fest. Give me both kickers. Give me Nick Folk and Matt Prater.
Wow.
So don't worry. Robbie Anderson's there for you if you need him.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to pull one out of my ass. Look at this. Steven Anderson, Max Williams are ahead of my guy. Trey McBride's here, 4 points. I'm picking him up.
You took Trey McBride.
Yeah, that's called believe in the squad.
This is the easiest pick of the night in my estimation. You can go with AJ Green. You can go with Robbie Anderson, but why would you waste your time doing any of that? Take Greg Dortch for the money.
Nice.
And that's it.
Nelson
that's the end of the draft. See how quick that was? It's fantastic. Our projections right now say that I'm going to beat these guys. Shane is supposed to come in second, and then Johnny's supposed to come in third. That's how simple it is to play on the Underdog Fantasy app. Get yours, download it today, and that is beautiful.
Link in the show notes. Search in the App Store, Underdog Fantasy. Get
there
that
you go.
100 beans, 100 bones.
Here's why I'm very pro Underdog Fantasy and Daily Fantasy. I was unfortunately a victim of year-long fantasy this year and was in a league with these gentlemen where for a long time it looked like I was going to be
one, 2 seeds right here, baby.
I was going to be a victim of 24 hours at IHOP. Thankfully, I picked myself up. I rallied. I was 1-5. I finished a very respectable 6-8.
Well, we would never send you to IHOP. It was Waffle
Very
House.
respectable Waffle House. I beat Shane in the last game of the year.
He did.
We are going to know tomorrow, if you're interested, who has to spend 24 hours at a Waffle House.
So here is the update, folks. This is very important.
People have been asking.
Oh, I know. So this is the update, all right? I need to score 40 points tonight with DeAndre Hopkins, which in our league can happen. Highly unlikely, but it can happen. It has happened.
I wouldn't say it's highly unlikely. If Kyler Murray throws one 60-yard touchdown pass to DeAndre Hopkins, I think
there's probably like a 20% chance it happens.
True. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. If I win, that means that I will have defeated Espo.
Yes.
And if Shearston holds on to her lead right now, she will come out of last place and vault into the 11th spot, and Espo will have to go to Waffle House, which honestly is what everybody's hoping for.
Yes.
Not because we want to see Espo and Waffle House. It's because Shearston is trying to back out so hard.
It's not just trying.
No, she refuses to go to Waffle House. She refuses, which is just like, it just goes against everything that we preach here on the fantasy show. Like, it just is not cool. But you know what? We'll deal with that if we have to deal with that tomorrow.
The penalty of getting last place is, for people who don't know, I didn't know about this until it was too late. You have to spend 24 hours.
We said it at the draft.
No one remembers that. 24 hours at a Waffle House. Every waffle you eat, those huge fucking waffles they have, you knock off an hour. So that's brutal. I probably could put down maybe 2-3 of those max.
Would you rather do that or an idea we had for one of our friend groups? If you come in last, you have to drive to Vegas and then order a water at a bar, but you're not allowed to bet on anything and drive right back.
Oh, maybe that's what we'll have Shearston do.
Has Shearston given some options as to what she's willing
She
to
said
do?
she would spend all day at fucking Whole Foods. That's not punishment.
Whole Foods is like a play place.
Oh, yeah. All the variety of different foods you can eat.
I saw the lineup. So here's full context.
Not as good as Circle
here.
K, though.
Shearston's best friend, Michaela, faced Bo Brock, my best friend, on this show. And I'm going to tell you
Bo's
right now.
your best friend?
Well, co-best friends. And I'm going to tell you right now, it looks like Michaela purposely took a dive.
No.
The lineup she put out there against Bo Brock.
I will defend her. T. Higgins, his injury screwed everybody over. And who are you gonna? You're gonna start.
Kirk Cousins over.
Yeah, that's insane. But
she started the quarterback against her starting defense.
Yeah, that is insane. That's insane.
We'll post a screen capture.
But people are getting mad at her for leaving points on her events, talking about Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah, no. I'm not blaming her for that. But she starts Kirk Cousins, she wins.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, like the fact that you played Tom Brady against the best defense
really?
in the NFL with Tom Brady playing the shit way that he's playing, it just blows my mind. Like, that should have never happened.
I would have been on the phone with Michaela every day this week. Did you update? Did you make waiver claims? Shane and I were talking to Bo on Monday of last
like
week.
19 moves.
Telling him what to do, who to pick up.
Yep.
And his team really didn't do that great. They scored like
115
points
but they still
in PPR.
won. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
All right, so let's divert a little bit. Let's go back to the game real quick. There are a couple questions here in the chat. Is B. Murph playing, Johnny?
He is not. He's got a back injury. It's frustrating. Set to be a free agent this spring. What do you pay him? We talked about it earlier on PHNX Cardinals this week. Like, this is the problem the Cardinals have. Byron Murphy played more his rookie year than his second year, and now you're in year 4, and you want to pay him, but you don't know how much. Does he have any, I don't know, not desire, but, is there a sense of urgency to bring him back? He's been out for over a month. He's out tonight. That's a big loss.
Another big loss. Trace McSorley not active.
Okay. And so then Monday Night Football Countdown said, Larry, this is from 91 Claycomb, said, Larry hasn't been back to the stadium until today. Beyond strange, your thoughts. Listen, I think Larry Fitzgerald is in his own category of special.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I think Larry separated from the team and he made it a clean break and he went and did his own thing. And I think now he's coming back. He's getting back into the fold of sports, if you will. He's covering Monday Night Football games. And I don't feel like it's too strange, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, he spent 20 plus years doing this in the state. You got at some point, some people love football and that's why we see him return. That's why we're talking about Bruce Arians. Mm-hmm. Some people, it was their entire life and they just want to live normally. I don't think it's crazy.
We all know that doucher that wears his Letterman jacket post high school. Nobody likes that person. You don't want to be the person that lingers around forever. And Larry Fitzgerald, listen, he got paid a premium those last couple of years, and he was not the player that he once was, and he retired gracefully out into the sunset. He didn't even have a presser. He didn't even release a statement. So I also think, and people know this, he doesn't have the best relationship with Kyler Murray. I don't know how many close friends he still has on the team. Kliff Kingsbury coached him for 1 or 2 years, so all of his buddies are gone.
Everybody wants Justin Jefferson. Everyone wants Flash and whatever. That's not who Larry is. That's just who he is. He just stays quiet.
He'll be a godsend to this community for forever, and he'll be somebody that we can look back on as the greatest player in franchise history. But he doesn't need to come around.
And Jerry Rice is Jerry Rice.
Right.
Fitz is Fitz.
Yeah, I mean it might be weird, but I don't think it's out of the ordinary. It's fine. Obviously, if you're going to watch today's game, you should definitely partake in some 4 Peaks because it is the best beer out there, and especially here in Arizona. Yeah, you might have to partake in a few. We have a whole fridge of it if you want to come through the studio, but I'm not really going to offer that right now. Anyway, you must be 21 or over. Enjoy responsibly. They have a variety of different beverages that you can choose from.
Chat, guys.
And check this thing out, the holiday cheer box. We broke it open earlier today. I think we had the Abbey Road Pale Ale, which was fantastic. And so, this Advent box is, I think, $50. Get yourself one. It's fantastic for the holidays. It's a great gift. Give it to somebody on Christmas Eve and just watch it all explode. It'll be fantastic. They'll have a good time. You'll have a good time. And they have cool beers all the way throughout that some are not even available for purchase anymore That's how awesome this box is. So take advantage of this. Also, let's get a live shot on the mood of Cardinal fans out at the stadium. Can I give a picture? Look at Mr. JJ Watt. That's beautiful.
That's Johnny before he goes to a Denny's.
That's Kirsten if she gets last place tomorrow.
No, that's Johnny when they put the bloomin' onion on his table.
Ooh. You owe me 2, by the way.
I do owe you 2. I keep forgetting. Can you remind me?
It's hard because there's no place nearby that will give us one.
All right. Well, speaking of beer, we are now transitioning into our favorite segment. It is Survey Says Cerveza. Emma, our lovely producer behind the Mac, what you got for us today?
All right, you guys. So we played this on Suns, so Saul, you will know about it. It's Know Thy Enemy. So pretty much I'm going to give you guys a couple logos, and we do have the years underneath as well. Take a guess at who it is. That's all. Ready for the first one?
Let's do it.
Career path of players. So Eagles from 2015 to 2019. Then
Nelson Aguilar.
Yep.
Okay.
I was confused
Okay,
on the rules.
I'm not-
I was half listening. I was reading some of the comments. Mike A's comment, so good I can't read it. 91 Claycomb, we're trying to get Jordan on the show tomorrow, Wednesday. But yeah, great stuff. All right, sorry, Emma, please continue.
Just don't even care about my game.
I do. I care so much about you
Yeah.
in the game.
Mhm. All right, next one.
Ooh.
Damn, I like this game, Emma.
This is tough.
This is tough. Join the team this year from the Browns and the Giants.
Why would anybody want a Giants player?
Browns
who
and
the
the
fuck
Giants.
I don't know. Does anybody else in the chat know this?
Yeah, chime in.
If you know who this
Browns
player
and
is
the-
that plays
Okay,
for the
can we-
Patriots right now.
Can we get a hint? Is defense or offense?
Give me a second.
She
God
doesn't.
bless
Max,
you,
do you
Emma.
know? Jesus.
Let's see. Defense.
Defense. There we go. Sorry.
Oh.
Peppers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Jabril Peppers.
Peppers
Oh, I
from
didn't realize
Michigan.
he played for the Patriots. That's the problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Michael Dobson. Got it.
Devontae Parker.
Yep.
Dude.
Nicely done.
Last one.
Matt Judon.
Come
you go.
on. I was waiting for the Ravens one to show up. Damn
Come
it.
on.
All right. Well, cool. That was a fast segment. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? You only did 5 of them?
Well, to be fair, we could have digressed.
Emma, I
on
like
them,
that game a lot.
maybe.
Let's do that again.
I actually thought it was the cutout one, which I thought was pretty cool too. The one you did before. Remember with
Cutout?
the silhouette
Oh.
in the picture?
Yeah.
So you had to guess what player that was?
Yeah.
Did you
Wasn't that
steal
my
that
game?
game from somebody, Emma? Or
I-
did you
it
come
was-
up with
I
that
s-
yourself?
This one?
Yeah.
We played it on Suns.
Yeah, we played it. I saw it on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
And then the silhouette thing was Shane's.
yeah. So well, that's cool. That was also super fast. So fuck my life. But if you were actually out there and you're watching this as you're walking around Westgate and you're trying to figure out tickets,
The Game Time app is where you want to be. Listen, we've all paid a premium for tickets online. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, you're going through it right now. Listen, you want to avoid these third-party sites that are going to charge you an arm and a leg. With Game Time, you can save up to 60% when you buy tickets last minute. So if you're thinking to yourself, shit, I'm close to Glendale, I could go to the game tonight. What's the best app to dabble on? Game Time right now, you can get tickets sub $70. Pretty good seats. My man Saul has gone 50-yard line, same day, $120. Now, the Arizona Cardinals tickets, maybe they're a hot commodity, maybe not for a 4-8 team, but that only works to your benefit when you're using the Game Time app. All you got to do, the best way to support us, clicking the link in the description below to get more insight. You can buy tickets here. Producer Emma just gave you the link. I'm telling you what, there are so many third-party sites that I've used in the past because you feel like you're hamstrung, right? But with Game Time, it really feels like you're paying not a premium, but a fair market price. And the best part is, like, my wife, she wants Lizzo tickets for May. And I said, honey, I'm checking Game Time in April. Check back then. And she's like, oh, I'd love him for Christmas.
because at
Not
that
today.
point he'll have
Here's
that
an IOU.
He'll
for
have
Game
that
Time.
juice. There
That's
you go.
right.
That's a Lizzo reference there, Max. Jesus. All right. Also, since you're around the stadium, because you can't do it inside the stadium, get yourself on that DraftKings Sportsbook app. Make yourself some parlays, make some nice bets. What bets do you like tonight? Actually, you know what? We're going to get to that in a second. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I almost Yeah,
Blew
I'm
the
sorry.
next segment.
Yeah. Same game parlays, easy, fast payouts, recent bets you've made, how much money you've won lately. You can check all that stuff out. You can get your money back as fast as the next day. It's pretty cool. We use it basically on every single show here. It's phenomenal. And right now, if you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code PHNX, you can place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win. So you can place it on the Cardinals or the Patriots, whichever one you want to do, and win yourself up and get to $150 in free bets if and only at the DraftKings Sportsbook app with code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right, it's time to tap that app. Tap that app, baby. You know what it is. Johnny whisper into the mic. Yep. All right.
Oh, thanks. It's creepy.
Okay, we got tap that app. And this is where we give you our props, our locks, and our drops for this final game of week 14. Guys, let's go ahead and start with you, Shane.
Love everything rushing for the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think they're going to be able to pass much tonight. We know Belichick's defenses and how they struggle with rushing quarterbacks. I like Kyler Murray's over on rushing yards at 36.5, and I also like James Conner's over on rushing attempts at 15.5. I think they're going to pound the rock, and they're going to need to. I think this game's going to be boring. So, as Johnny and I talked about,
Let's
we
tell
also
the
like the
audience
under.
We're going to get bored to death.
I'm going to take this prop, which on the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now, you can get the they'll cross a line prop, and that is a J.J. Watt sack, a Matthew Judon sack, either team fumbling, and the score to remain under 43.5. And that's at a plus 625. Take it.
Speaking of crossing the line, it's Kliff Kingsbury who's crossed the line with Arizona Cardinal fans, not getting the ball to his playmakers. But here is one that has shut up, Shane. Here is one that has made the most of his targets throughout the course of the year. Hollywood Brown, the over/under for his reception total tonight, 4.5. Pound the over, minus 145. The only game he has not eclipsed 4 receptions this year is week 1 against Kansas City. Even 2 weeks ago, coming back from injury against the Chargers, 6 receptions. This feels like free money. Greg Dortch has a finger. Robbie Anderson is not very good at football. And then Rondell Moore is not playing. It feels like, especially with Trey McBride's struggles, it's going to be D-Hop and Hollywood. Hollywood's going to get those targets. Belichick wants to take away the primary factor, being DeAndre Hopkins. Hollywood easily, might happen in the first quarter, easily gets 4.5 receptions.
Wow. Okay, what's your lock then?
My lock, I'm sorry, right now it's the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots are going to win. Their money line, you can pound it minus 2.5. Again, I can give you all the statistics, but the Patriots are in a playoff hunt right now. This is a game they absolutely have to have. Plus, they have added time, whereas the Arizona Cardinals, yes, they're coming off a bye, but I'm sorry, just Kliff Kingsbury, 2-6 at home in December in his coaching career with the Arizona Cardinals. I want them to do well. I root for this team, but if I'm talking about my wallet, not my heart, it's the Patriots coming out of Glendale with a victory. I need to see this team do better at home before I'm going to put money on them.
I feel you. My lock is Hunter Henry over 31.5 yards receiving. I think that's easy money. Take it, run it. Shane, what you got?
You want to double your money real easy? Talked about him, Matt Judon, to get a sack. To have a half a sack is minus 160. To have a full sack with a same game parlay is minus 140. If you parlay that with the under, minus 140 and the under 44.5, plus 200 on the DraftKings Sports. We got Matt Judon cannot be contained right now. Kyler's going to run into at least a sack from Judon.
All right.
Love this.
What'd you drop?
I'm not touching the spread. I think both these teams are middling. I mean, the Cardinals are just bad. But the Patriots are just so hard to figure out when you have a good coach but not a great roster. I don't know which way this is gonna go. I like the under. Don't like either team to win. Maybe they tie.
Yeah, I'm off Kyler Murray's passing total, so I'm over under 238.5. I think it's probably right around there. But again, I think we're going to see a lot of punts in this game. As Shane mentioned, both teams are going to try to establish the run. I think Kyler's going to run a good amount tonight, but just to eclipse a big total passing the football, I don't see that happening against Bill Belichick's team. So Kyler, to me, like, he's getting back on the right track. He's got now the triplets with James Conner, Hollywood, and DeAndre at his disposal, but he's also been off for 2 weeks. And Kliff Kingsbury, historically off a bye, not great.
I don't like James Conner at all tonight.
Wow.
I just don't. I think the Patriots are going to find a way to limit him and limit Kyler in running the ball. And so it's going to be up to Kyler to have to throw to win this game. And I don't know if that's going to happen. So, I mean, Bill Belichick will make you try to maximize your weakest part of the game to win a game.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I'm going to stay away from James Conner in this running game. I just don't believe in that offensive line, and I just don't think they're going to get it done.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to be limited, but I think they keep going to him. Definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
Killer Rex does not believe that. He thinks the Cardinals will blow out the Patriots.
Whoa.
Then everyone will think they turned a corner. Then they proceed to lose out.
You know who you sound like, Killer Rex? Johnny Venerable.
Let's get Killer Rex in studio. I like
oh my
him.
gosh. Arizona Animal primetime coming off a bye week at home. Not good.
That is so funny
That's
because
the
Johnny,
sauce right there, baby.
any other team in the NFL, Johnny's like, you're rested. You know, it's prime time. You're off a bye week. You're at home. Hammered. Not with the Cardinals.
No, they can't.
Yeah, no, definitely. They're at home. And it's on prime time.
And Sean Marks, you were not wrong. Eno would have been great here. Yes, he would have been great here. But it's not too soon because the Cards kind of screwed the pooch on that.
Eno had -3 yards rushing yesterday. Yeah. Poor guy.
At the end of this game, maybe the Cardinals will be a flight risk. I don't know. We'll see. And that's our next segment. Flight risk. Here you go. Graphic.
How about this comment from Dylan in the chat?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Well, we just talked about it in the segment earlier about Fitzgerald. Dylan saying Larry Fitz just said on Monday Night Football Countdown that he's most concerned about Kyler's lack of investment. Says he wants to see more accountability and investment in the team. Pretty heavy comment. I mean, like, it's easy to pile on Kyler. I would think the hot take now is to not pile on Kyler and just say nothing. But I mean,
coming from a former player of the team.
Well, listen, I think we heard all the rumblings about Fitz and Kyler before Fitz even left. I don't think Fitz was the biggest fan of Kyler. He was there with him for 2 seasons, wasn't a big fan. That's why he's not with the team anymore. Well, that's not the only reason why he's not with the team anymore. But it's a big reason. And listen, you know, this is where I get a little conflicted with Fitz. I'm not giving Murray a pass by any stretch of the imagination, but when you've owned the franchise for basically 2 decades, and then another big dog comes through that door, whether he earned it or not, all the attention's on him. It's the best quarterback you've had since Carson Palmer, and one of the more iconic quarterbacks in the league, and he takes a lot of the shine off of you. And it's his house. It's his locker room now, and it's not you. And he didn't really earn it. It's probably a little tough to deal with if you're Fitz, and that's probably also a contributing factor to why he left. So it's just a lot of stuff. Claycomb says, he says that they all talked about Kyler for about 10 minutes, and it wasn't all bad. And RG3 said he personally reached out to Kyler and has had a good conversation with him and knows he has to play better.
Yeah, and I think with Larry Fitzgerald, like, he's on record of saying, like, early in his career, like, he was immature and used to go to Kurt Warner and say, get me the ball, I need to hit my statistics. And Warner would chew him out. Like, can we give Kyler Murray some time to grow and develop? Like, I get it. He's got his big contract. That, of course, comes with renewed expectations. But, like, he's 25 years old. Like, take a hot minute. He's not going to be Carson Palmer or Fitz. And I think, Saul, to your point, like, that's who Larry was playing and relating to late in his career. So, of course, Kyler Murray got the gold treatment. He got the red carpet because he was the savior of the franchise, because they jet-setted Josh Rosen out of town. They gave him the keys to the organization. Probably didn't rub Larry the right way. But at the end of the day, like, this team is going to live or die with Kyler Murray. Not a receiver, not a defensive end, not a tackle. If Kyler Murray plays up to his capabilities, then this team's going to contend. And if he doesn't, like we're seeing this year, and he's middling and the rest of the team falls and falters as a result, they're not going to be very good.
There's a lot of great comments in this chat right now, and we appreciate it very much because we're not able to watch Monday Night Countdown right now.
Yeah.
But Dylan Richards says he mentioned that Kyler has the keys to the organization, talking about Fitz mentioning this, has the keys to the organization and can go up to the front office and change what needs to be changed. While that might be true, there's still a lot of things that have to be navigated through all that stuff. And listen, at the end of the day, there's been some pieces added that I'm sure Kyler Murray has loved, like Hollywood Brown. But there's been some other pieces that have not been added, such as, you know, key contributors along the offensive line that would make life a little bit easier for said quarterback. So,
well, he's right. He can go up and say all that. Doesn't mean Steve Keim's going to listen.
Yeah. Exactly. So, and then the last comment up there, by Claycomb, Larry also said that after the above quote that Kyler is one of the best players in the NFL, but needs to see more accountability. Listen, I think across the board, there's been that feeling like Kyler has just got, you know what, sometimes you just have to hear. Kliff always takes accountability, right? Because he always takes the blame himself. If you do that too many times, that means that you're just not good at your job, because either you're falling on the sword for everybody else all the time, or you're not calling everybody else out for legit things. So we don't know whether or not you're falling on the sword or if you're actually just really, really bad. I think Kyler's doing just fine. A lot of people do not like the way Kyler comes across.
Sure.
And I think that's also what's being lost in this, right? I think if you ever met me for the first time or saw me for the first time, you probably think I was an asshole. Okay. But if you get to know me, I'm just kind of an asshole. So there's a difference there. It might be subtle, but there's a difference.
Well, go ahead, Shane.
People are also, there's a comment about Joe Burrow being a natural leader. Joe Burrow had a rough first year, and then they went to the damn Super Bowl. Like, it's so easy to compare things, but like, they're in different situations. Sure, Joe Burrow's a good leader, but it's easier to lead when you're winning games.
Yeah, and I respect Burrow because he and Kyler are in the same boat as they went to dysfunctional organizations and they've elevated them. And I will always give Kyler the benefit of the doubt. He came to this team in 2019, made them watchable, made them relevant, won Rookie of the Year, and they have been competitive outside of this year ever since. But what I will push back on is people's mindset that, you know, it's all Kyler Murray. No, it's leadership too. Like he needs a head coach that will challenge him and get the most out of him. And we're seeing right now, that's not Kliff Kingsbury. Now, we've talked to our own Bo Brock, and there's a perception that Kyler likes that because he's enabled and gets what he wants, can do what he wants. You may like what you have, but it's not necessarily what you need. And I think, again, it's easy to pile on Kliff and Kime, but it starts at the top. Like Kyler Murray, they're set with him for at least the next 2 years. You've given him this big contract. Plus, we've seen it. Like, we know he's capable. With Kime and Kliff, it's very much of the mindset like you've had your opportunities, both at the collegiate level if you're Kliff and then Kime for the past decade. You're not producing. So if we're going to make a change, it's going to be with the GM and the head coach. Then you can see you bring in a new coach, whether it's, you know, God love it, Sean Payton or somebody like that. And Sean Payton's like, I can't work with this guy. Then we'll have a much different perception. But right now, I can't give them the benefit of the doubt.
It's a totally different personality and totally different situation. But we saw what happened with Tua and Mike McDaniel.
Yeah,
he just needed some support like that. That's what, some different strokes for different folks. Kyler Murray needs somebody that is going to act in a different way than what Kliff Kingsbury is. Yeah, it's just not going to be Kliff Kingsbury.
I mean, I also like I love how, like, remember when the Cardinals won with Colt McCoy, everybody was like, see, it's not on Kliff. It's not on Kliff. And I'm like, we do realize, and I'm not trying to bag on Kliff all the time, but he literally had one of the best quarterbacks in a generation playing in college at a school and in a conference where passing is just the easiest thing to do, and they fucking lost their ass. Like, why are we giving Kliff a pass?
Well,
no.
We saw to begin this year, like, even without D-Hop, the Cardinals had a more talent than a lot of the teams they lost to. Like, they got swept by the Seahawks, and we're seeing right now Seahawks are a little bit fraudulent. Seahawks don't have a ton of talent, and that's okay. They were supposed to rebuild. Think about the perception of the Cardinals if they just swept the Seahawks. They would be in it right now. Instead, they lose tonight. You are tied for last place in your division. You traded away your first-round pick for a receiver. You thought you were close. Vegas told us before the year you were a playoff team. Now it's Detroit and the fucking Commanders, and you're sitting at home. You got Kyler Murray and D-Hop and Hollywood Brown. That, to me, like, again, you have holes on your roster, but your roster is top-heavy enough. You should be able to make the playoffs in the trash NFC, and you can't do it. That's a Kyler problem, but again, you're not getting rid of Kyler. You're going to try to make it work, hopefully, with Kyler. You're going to need to make a change at the top. And I know a lot of fans, and I want to talk about this, guys, because this is a hot button topic on Twitter, social media. Fans want change, but it's hard to root for losses. And we will never root for losses here at PHNX. Yeah. We want them to do well. Yes. We want them to grow the brand. But you're walking that fine line right now here in the desert. It's like, yeah, Kliff's probably not the guy. But, like, how should we feel tonight heading into this game? What should we root for? It's hard.
It's a loaded question.
Listen, I think you root. You're always going to root for the Cardinals, right? We always want them to succeed. Mm-hmm. That's never going to change. Like, It's in our DNA. I mean, look at our brothers out over there at CHGO who have to deal with the Bears without Justin Fields.
Whoa.
And that's
DNVR.
Yeah, and DNVR. Holy
DNVR
shit.
could be in the midst of the most painful season of any season.
No, they're not. They're not. They not could be. They are in the. They thought when they got Russell Wilson,
Oh my God.
they were back, and they have been the opposite of
How
back.
are we doing this right now?
Oh my gosh.
Seahawks have the second pick of the draft.
I mean, if you sit there and you look at all three cities and the All City Network, and I
Yes.
love our All City Network, I really do. Who had it worse? It's not even close. It's Denver. Denver has no hope. Would you like to be the franchise that gave up 4 first-round picks and pay $250 million for a quarterback that
sucks.
might be washed? Oh.
Like we people complain about Kyler Murray. No one disputes his talent, and he's in his prime or he's entering his prime. Russell Wilson could be done, and he's just collecting checks.
Yeah. Dylan Richards says Wilkes could take the Panthers to a wild card, but we can't get past 4 wins. Correction, Wilkes will not get him to a wild card. What Wilkes may be able to do is sneak a fucking division
Good for Steve
win.
Wilkes, man. Fuck yeah.
They might fuck around and find themselves with a South Division championship because the South is so bad.
I'm so happy.
I
that-
am too, man.
It's so awesome.
Whoever wins the South, mark my words, it will go down as the worst team to ever get a playoff
No.
spot, even over the 7 and 9 Seahawks.
No.
Yes.
No.
Million
Because,
percent.
because if the Buccaneers win that, they're winning the Super Bowl. You just you know it. We've
No,
seen,
I mean record wise.
Yeah.
Record wise.
Oh, yeah.
Record wise, it'll be the worst team to ever make the playoffs.
There are some teams in the NFC like that spit directly in the Cardinals' face of how they built their team. The Panthers, the Lions now. The Lions are the opposite of the Cardinals. They play hard at the end of the year. They've got a rah-rah coach. They don't get pushed around. And then you watch this Cardinal team tonight, and it's country club football, man. It's like run and shoot, small everywhere, right? They've got small. You could Jamison Williams, he's a thoroughbred. You know, Rondell Moore's hurt, everybody, the glass man, Rondell Moore hurt every week, undersized quarterback. I mean, like, go look around the NFC. The Commanders, right? Maybe aren't the most like physically gifted team with Taylor Heineke, but they push you around. And that's the biggest thing this Cardinal team, in my opinion, is missing. There is no physicality with Kliff Kingsbury-esque teams and Keim. Keim's taking off the ball linebackers and trading every pick for a wideout. We don't have enough people movers. And I think that's the biggest thing that needs to change. And it has nothing to do with Kyler Murray. They're going to get, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to happen tonight. They're going to get out physical because they've been getting out physicaled for weeks now.
All right. Whew. Well,
You guys excited for the game?
listen, he said on physical, he's saying you're getting excited for the game. I think what we can all agree on is there's a good time to be had out at the PHNX Tea Party out in January 13th out at Dobson Ranch Golf Club. Can I get that graphic there, producer Emma? Who fell asleep? And anyway, PHNX Tea Party, let me tell you, folks, it's like you're basically playing at Topgolf. That's how their driving range is set up. You have the Shot Tracer Pro out there. Come out, get yourself a foursome, come out, have a great time. And if you're a diehard, you can get it at a discounted price, either per person or as a foursome. It's going to be fantastic. And the best part, hey, we want everybody to come out and have a good time, even the kiddos. If you're 10 and under, guess what we're doing? We're putting on a free mother effing putting clinic for the kids.
Can I just say, a foursome for 160 or 120 bucks, the 30 or 40 bucks a person, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, and you get to play basically for 5.5 hours on
That is
at Topgolf.
unbelievable.
While watching the game.
I
Yeah.
am not from Arizona historically, and I've tried to play golf here locally, and it is so expensive. That is a fraction of what you're going to pay anywhere else. I cannot wait.
1,000,000%. We're also doing the Suns watch party out there, as Shane just mentioned. T-Wolves versus the Suns. It's going to be a blast. Myself and the whole PHNX Suns crew will be doing both the pre and post game shows out there, along with swinging the clubs and having a good time. We'll have a longest drive competition. We will have a putt-putt competition, and we have a basketball hoop out there, and we're doing a shot at glory, kind of the reverse of what the shot at glory is at the Waste Management Open. We're doing our own shot at glory, basically a half-court shot. If you hit it, you win a big-ass prize. So it's going to be pretty dope. It starts at 5:30. Come on out. You stay till 10 o'clock, and there will be plenty of food and drink. And and all the liquor you want to drink. We'll have our friends at Four Peaks out there. We'll have Burrito Express out there. OGs will be out there.
Turn me
We'll
up.
have merch out there. We'll have Bad Birdie merch out there. Dude, I don't even know what else to tell you. It's going to be a great freaking time. My guy Shane's wearing the Bad Birdie merch as we speak. Also, the hat. The hat is fly.
This is where we differ from everybody else in All City. It's like it's golf season now.
It is golf season.
Yeah.
We got Waste Management right around the corner. Which
Suck
we
that
have
snow, Chicago
That's
and Denver.
right. We're gonna have a presence at that. Hot damn! It's time to get some of these events on. Hell yes.
Yeah.
And Cardinals tonight. It's an appetizer, folks.
Listen, we talked about bad birdies. Hopefully these bad birdies don't show up tonight and the good ones do. Hopefully the Cardinals will get a big win tonight. Hey, you like that?
Yeah.
There you go. Hopefully the Cardinals get a big win tonight. But we shall see. Johnny and the crew, PHNX Cardinals at halftime. Oh, yeah, I am on the show tonight. At halftime and after the game. I think Frank Sanders will be here. Damian is out of pocket. That's okay. But we'll have a good time all night watching the Patriots versus the Cardinals. So make sure. Go ahead, Shane. What you got?
Also,
Don't.
ASU plays tonight if you want to come watch a post-game show. They play Creighton. Big game.
Stop
Oh, yeah,
trying to
that's
steal
right.
our audience, bro.
And where are they
I'm
playing
just
at?
It'll be
Are
over.
they in Vegas?
Yeah, they're in Vegas.
Okay. All right.
Hey, ASU playing with some house money right now. Kyle Dillingham on Twitter.
Kenny, but yeah.
Kenny. What did I say? Kyle?
Mhm.
Kenny Dillingham. Impressive. New recruits every day.
Mhm.
I'd be fired up if I was an ASU fan, man. You guys have made out like gangbusters since the end of the season.
Yeah, they have. They've the mojo is in a positive direction right
Are you
now.
sure it's
correct?
not Kyle? Are you sure it's Kenny?
I'm
Kenny.
very sure.
It's Kenny.
Okay.
I've met him.
It's Kenny. It's the Arizona version of KD.
Oh, okay.
It's the best
That's
KD
cool.
we could have pulled in this
We didn't
year, I
have
guess.
time to talk about the segment I did want to talk about, though, which was something we tried to talk about the other day was why Shane preferred Dillingham over Dion. And so one D over the other. But that we'll have to say that for a different day.
It's a debate for a whole nother day for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, U of A won this weekend against Indiana because we're awesome. Yes, join us, PHNX Cardinals halftime and post game. These guys on the PHNX Sun Devil show as they take on Creighton here in a short little bit. Let's have some fun, root on the Cardinals. Until next time on the PHNX Tailgate, you can follow Johnny Venerable at Johnny Venerable on Twitter. You can follow Shane Diefenbach at Shane Dief on Twitter as well. You can follow myself at Saul_Bookman. Till next time, peace.